What's up, y'all? This is XK, X Conscious, back with a new video on Xenoverse 3. Now, we've been seeing over the last few days, there's been a lot of videos. A lot of content creators have been dropping a lot of videos on Xenoverse 3, so-called leaks. Well, they're called so-called because, they're not confirmed. But yeah, we need to break down who dropped these. And we need to break down who this guy is, and we need to break down where he's from and how, if these links are even credible, because I haven't seen a lot of content creators really go in depth with who this guy is and how credible it is, and I think it's kind of come off clickbaitish. So I want to kind of break it down for fans that actually want to know what's the real deal with all of this. So, and you like this channel, the best way to support it is to hit the subscribe button. So let's get into this news. So we are being told already around this month that we're going to get a new Dragon Ball game in the next year, the next coming year. That will be around January 26th next year, 2026. And we already know that it's not going to be Xenoverse 3 because we still have content from this game, Xenoverse 2, from Future Saga Chapter 3 and Future Saga Chapter 4. And there has been no company in history that has released a new game while there's still DLCs coming out for the current game. It's never been done because these companies go by philosophy and they want to make money. They don't want to make any mistakes, because if they do release these DLCs and Xenoverse 3 at the same time, a lot of fans will say we don't need to buy the DLC for Xenoverse 2 because Xenoverse 3 is coming. So a lot of these companies know this. They go by philosophy. They don't think the way we think, and we think that they will drop both. It's not going to happen. So anyone that's saying that Xenoverse 3 is going to be revealed next year is completely lying to you and obvious clickbait. So I wouldn't fall for that. And anyone that says that to you doesn't respect you and just wants to just make clickbait content. So we can get that. Next year is not happening. Next year is going to be a new Dragon Ball game. Will it likely be a racing car game? Maybe. Will it be a Dragon Ball boxing game? Maybe. Could it be a Dragon Ball tennis game? Maybe. Those are more likely options than Xenoverse 3. And because of you seeing the Genshin Squadra game, these new developers are kind of trying to make Dragon Ball do a lot more different in different spaces, and they think they're tired of making the Raditz saga all the way to Frieza saga. So don't be surprised if we get a different type of game. All right. So now that we got that, it's not Xenoverse 3 is not coming next year. Let's talk about the guy who actually dropped these leaks and who he is, where he's from, and if he's even credible to have these type of sources to spread to the masses. So yeah, let's talk about him real quick. Okay, let's talk about this guy who just dropped all these supposed leaks. His name is Clifford Chapman. Now, if you follow a lot of Dragon Ball stuff, you would actually know who this guy is. He is someone that's in Japan, and yeah, he's well known. He is a voice actor for Dragon Ball Super, and most notably, he's the character voice for Cabba, Super Saiyan Cabba from Dragon Ball Super, and in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. He's a real reliable source because he had put out in like 2016 or 2017 that he was going to come to the game Xenoverse 2 before the DLC actually came, and he actually was in it. So yeah, he has a credible source, though he isn't really 100% credible to me in this scenario, because a lot of times a lot of these voice actors, they're given non-disclosure contracts to sign so that they don't reveal any kind of hype or any kind of details about a new game. Most notably because of what I had said earlier about a lot of these game companies, they don't want to take any risks with revealing any new game content when they're still dropping like DLCs for older games. This is why they make these non-disclosure contracts, so that these voice actors or anyone that's involved in these projects don't drop any details, so they don't have to worry about changing up anything plans for DLC, because then they might end up dropping the future DLCs. So the fact that he would actually come out and say these things kind of makes me think that it's probably not going to be a Xenoverse 3, because why would you as a voice actor want to sabotage your own career? It's already hard enough for voice actors to kind of get roles like that, especially regularly, in continuing shows and anime or any type of cartoons, you don't want to sabotage yourself like that. So I don't know why he would say this. I don't know why he would come out and do this. Maybe he's been let go, and he just wants to create backlash. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why he would come out and say this, especially if he knows about these non-closure agreements, that you're known as an actor to never reveal projects that are in production. You don't do that. So it's just hard for me to understand why he would come out and say that he sees actual gameplay. And the fact that he predicts that it will be around 27, 28 is also, in my opinion, a red flag, because he doesn't work with the actual game developers in developing the game. He's just a voice actor. That's it. That's all. He's not someone that's actually in the production team that's making the graphics, the gameplay, that's doing the music, any of the stuff that we see in all these video games. He is not involved with that in any way, shape, or form. And it has not been revealed that he's actually taking part in any type of game coming in the future. So I'm not going to take this seriously. I'm just trying to understand why he would even do this. So we have to take that with a huge grain of salt, considering we are still getting continuous support for Xenoverse 2, and developers have extended the life of Xenoverse 2 with these new DLC content and incoming updates, including obviously the Future Saga chapters. That's gonna be a big thing that's coming up. And then we have other, Dragon Ball games that's supposed to be coming out. So Xenoverse is nowhere to be found. So we're going to see in the Genki Dama in 2026 in January, they're going to release a new game. Now, a lot of sources is pointing to Dragon Ball Fighters being this game. This was the game that was long awaited to be released. And we can see Dragon Ball Fighters, the first game, has got a lot of updates and the new characters coming into it. And it's making me think of Street Fighter 5. Before they dropped Street Fighter 6, they did some updates, and they actually released the last character of Street Fighter 5, which was Luke, who was the main character of Street Fighter 6. So it's kind of have a similar pattern to what Street Fighter is doing. I kind of see that it could possibly and most likely will be Dragon Ball Fighters 2, or it could even be something like Kakarot 2, where they continue the story of Super, starting from the Battle of the Gods all the way to, I guess, the Tournament of Power. That is something more that would even be more likely than Xenoverse 3, and that is something that I probably would want to see more, is a Kakarot 2 or a Dragon Ball Fighters 2. So those fit the timeline for new games that's coming out. But there's also a thing going around with a mobile game. I've heard people mention it. I haven't seen any leaks about that, leaks about a mobile game, but supposedly it's going to be a mobile game. Some say it's like a Kakarot game, or like a low budget kind of Kakarot game. But yeah, that's more than likely to get that. Or it could even be another IP that we haven't even thought about. Maybe it could be another Goku's Legacy, possibly. Maybe for something for DS. It could be something small. It might not even have to be anything big. I don't think it's going to be a Breakers or Dragon Ball Breakers Part 2. I don't see that. I keep seeing a lot of these Dragon Ball Z kart rumors that's been floating around for years. That could be a possibility as well. That's something that I think would be real fun, because I think a lot of these Dragon Ball creators, they move it into new spaces. And we just got the new Sonic Race game that came out recently, and somehow they managed to wiggle their way into selling it for $70. A lot of these game developers is finding ways to selling games like Sonic Racer into $70, which is kind of criminal to me, but they found their way into doing it. And I think Dragon Ball creators, the game developers, see that, and they're like, oh, this is an opportunity for us. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a Dragon Ball race game. It's Dragon Ball. Like, fans are gonna buy anything for Dragon Ball on it, and that's kind of bad because that just lets these companies make any game that they want, and we go out and buy it regardless how good or bad it is, which we learned from Sparking Zero. Majority of the Dragon Ball community does not like the game. I'm not going to speak for everyone. There's some people that like the game, but majority do not like the game, and you can tell by when you go to look on the player counts. The player counts is really low. It's down. It's nowhere close to when Fighters was a thing, when it was on top, and it's nowhere as close to Xenoverse when Xenoverse was on top and in its prime. Sparking Zero is nowhere near that. There's nothing about it to keep the players there, unlike any other previous games. So we can count out anything about Sparking Zero coming out for Genkidama in January. But yeah, I'm a little excited to see what it's gonna be, because there's like a slew of games that's kind of not coming out right now, or there's games that are coming out right now that don't really pique my interest. So I would like a new Dragon Ball game, because currently Xenoverse 2 is kind of dry right now. We'll see what happens when the DLC is released. And I've been just playing a little bit of Fighters. I actually like the game. It's just a lot of connection issues. I don't know, maybe they can fix that. A lot of players are not connecting, complaining about that. So maybe they'll fix that in the next coming days. But yeah, that's all there is to the news. It's just rumors. There's no official leaks. I don't know why the voice actor of Kaba would even come out of his way and say things like this. I don't see what he gains by it. I haven't seen any kind of project that he's dropping, any kind of book or anything like that. So I don't know why he would even come out and say that. Maybe he's a gamer himself. Maybe he does have some intel tips on it, and he's probably not a part of the game, so he feels it's okay for him to just go out and leak it, which is problematic in a lot of ways. You guys don't understand, when you release leaks for games, that is not good, because when you do that, then they have to change up formats, they have to change up time schedules, they have to do all these things because someone leaked out the game. This is literally what happened with GTA 6, because somebody had to come out and leak it. Now they have to go change up a lot of things because they don't want leakers putting out stuff that they want to give to the fans. They don't like that. These companies don't like that. So now GTA 6 has been delayed because of a lot of these leakers. So I don't like what he did, honestly. And all it did was just create a lot of clickbait for no reason, because that game is not having even been announced. So we didn't even get a trailer. No trailer or anything. So all he did was just delay it, and that just sucks. So everyone relax. Everybody, let's come back to reality. There is no Xenoverse 3 no time soon. I can say that with a grain of salt, is that it's not going to be next year. Without a shadow of a doubt, we're going to get a new game. Hopefully it's the games that I mentioned, but it's not Xenoverse 3. So yeah, let's all get back to reality, and that is Xenoverse 2 Future Sakura Chapter 3. And hopefully that chapter will bring a lot of stuff to the game. New characters, maybe some new fighting features. Forget about the simulation mode. That's not going to be any kind of fun whatsoever. Maybe it is, maybe it won't. But maybe they can drop maybe 6 characters, hold us down for a longer period of time. New fight mechanics, new transformations, more than one for more than one character. Maybe some new stages, maybe some new customization moves. Maybe we can actually customize moves this time, change the color of a key attacks, change our fighting styles. Maybe, with the accessories, maybe we can finally equip more than one accessory. I've always been wondering about that. Why can't we equip 2? To kind of separate the difference of looks in the hub world, because all I see is a lot of characters that look similar, and it kind of makes the game a little bit boring. Like they need to put some stuff like that in the game. So that's where I'm focused at. I think that's where we need to be focused at, because it's not coming anytime soon. There's no reason to play with our minds and make us keep thinking about Xenoverse 3. It's not coming no time soon. So yeah, let's all just move on and just wait for the DLC to drop, and that's coming in the next 10-11 days. The DLC trailer that's going to drop. So let me know what y'all think about this one, guys. Are you still thinking it's going to be Xenoverse 3? In the comments, let me know what y'all think, because I'm just going to hate to bust your bubble. It's not. So let me know what y'all think. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you like this channel, you want to support the channel, hit the like and definitely hit the subscribe button, so I can continue on making these kind of videos for you guys, because XK is definitely that dude. So we'll leave it at that and see you guys in the next one. Peace.